That's so gross. Ash, put that slimy thing back in the Pokeball! Bugs are one of the 3 most disgusting things
in the world! I love it.
Savage!
Yeah, we'll talk about that. Oh, crap. Sorry, neighbor's doing some construction over there. Forgot to close the window. But anyway, hello everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of Extra Credits, where we talk about games, and nothing but games, and sometimes video game butts. Joining me, as always, is the very deftly Caster Chew. How you doing, brother?
Caster Chew!
Caster Chew! News Plague!
How's everybody doing tonight?
Oh, pretty awesome. This is going to be fun. And joining us as a special guest is the number 1 Pokemon trainer in the world, who is also the top contest coordinator. We have Bunny Girl Nix.
My specialty is ghost Pokemon.
Oh, well, that answers that question. We'll get to later on. So, yep, for this episode, I wanted to talk about Pokemon. It's a franchise that you can either like love it or hate it. But this is kind of meant to be mostly like a love thing. We'll have some complaints here and there. As usual, I got my list. Let's just kind of start off with like why we love Pokemon. And as always, let's let the lady go first, Nix.
Oh, Pokemon's pretty great. I think. Well, I mean, yeah, obviously. I mean, if it's lasted this long.
Yeah. What particular? Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say I first got into it in like Ruby and Sapphire, and then that kind of my first Pokemon there was Torchic. So now every time I go into play, I have to pick a Fire type starter. Except for Scarlet and Violet, it's the first time I didn't pick the Fire starter, and I'm like, now I kind of regret it because like. Little alligator dude, he's so cute. No thoughts, head empty. I love him.
I was kind of the same way when I played Scarlet, because I picked the duck because he had like this beret. I thought he was gonna be like some sort of like military. Like I called him like General Ducky, just because he had like this militaristic kind of thing going on. And he turned into like this flamenco dancer, which is just not really what I was hoping for. I begged him pretty quick after that.
It's not supposed to be a little braid. It's supposed to be a pompadour. It's like his hair, but like water, I guess? Or feathers? Blue feathers, I suppose?
I don't know. It looked like a beret to me.
I named him Josuke at first after Josuke Higashigata from JoJo Part 4. Because I was like, oh my god, he's got a little pompadour. That's perfect. And then he loses the pompadour, so I had to go and rename him to just JoJo. Keep my theming on brand.
Oh, I get that. So Caster, why do you love Pokemon, sir?
Let's see here. Well, I first got started in, I guess right when everyone else got started, or majority of the fandom, late 90s. Of course, at that time I was like in high school, but I was into anime and stuff like that. So I'd watch the show. Of course, it was the horrible 4Kids dub, and Jelly Donuts and whatnot. And I liked it, but I more like the games. My first one I played was Pokemon Blue on the Game Boy. Really loved it. Kind of didn't really play the second generation too much. And then just kind of for the longest time, there was this big gap where I just never really was within the series. And then I picked it back up with Gen 4. So I missed like 2 whole generations. And then I picked it up at Gen 4. And when I picked up at Gen 4, that for some reason that just thing I got reignited my my fandom for it, and I've been, actually pretty big, Pokemon player ever since. Um, I think the only one I don't think since then the only generation I have missed is like 7 because I didn't really care for it. Um, I got kind of bored with it,
Mm-hmm.
but I came back for Gen 8 and so forth, and I love it mostly just for the mainstream games. I love dueling other people live. I love the my thing I love about it is like actual building teams and strategizing, that kind of thing.
Sorry, my own creation is giving me sass right now.
There's no law against the Pokemon, Batman. I have a little punny here.
Oh God, no.
Oh God, this just got weird.
As the fandom does.
Ooh, okay.
I mean, he's
Yeah,
not wrong.
yeah. It's why I can't look at Gardevoir the same way ever again.
Poor Gardevoir. Any Pokemon that vaguely has a human shape.
God dang it! All right, anything else for us, Caster?
No, that's pretty much my intro. Yeah.
All right, so let's get into these comments. So first off, we have Screecher of all people. I love this. The Digital Revolution is up and running. Did you hear? Did you see? Did you know it's coming? Did you smell the Digimon are cooking? I'm all here for the Pokemon disrespect Digimon for life. There are no laws against the Pokemon, Batman. Nick starts with the Bulbasaur. Shame him. Actually, no. Bulbasaur is not my favorite starter. But let's kind of get into that. Actually, I didn't even say why I love Pokemon. So, I would consider myself like an OG for Pokemon. I've been with it since basically the beginning, and started with Red and Blue, Gen 2, Gen 2 and whatnot. I kind of got out of the game after Gen 2, then I picked it up with Gen 6, which is like the 3DS versions, like X and Y. I was kind of going to college at the time, so I was like battling with people. That's like a big golden age for me. And I played it off and on ever since. I played a lot of games. I consider it to be a really good series. But let's start about like our favorite starters. Oh God, you have not seen my game save, Screecher. I haven't shown them to you yet. So it's kind of like this big question, like, oh, which starter did you choose? Basically of the starters, we're just gonna do the Gen 1 starters here. Charmander, Squirtle, and Bulbasaur. Of those three, which one would you guys pick? So for me, I don't really choose Bulbasaur. I don't really like him. Charmander is okay. I like what he does, but to me, Charizard is just way overrated. His sheer popularity is kind of the thing for me. So I choose Squirtle. I like Squirtle. Plus Blastoise is a freaking tank. Can learn ice attacks. It's just a really good Pokemon. Caster, what about you?
I usually pick Charmander just because, mostly because fire is not really a huge like in Gen 1, fire is not really a big type. So to have to actually have a fire type from the start is pretty good. Because it is kind of a rare type.
Yeah. I think if you don't choose Charmander, the first fire type that appears isn't until Celadon, when you get either Vulpix or Growlithe. I think it's and that's like decidedly mid game.
Yeah, Or if you get, what about an Eevee?
Eevee you get in Celadon.
Okay.
So, tier list, rank all 150 Pokemon. No! 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 Denied. Denied. Request denied. Blue Eyes White Dragon is better than Charizard. Yes, I will agree to that. Charizard is a bit of a short stack, actually. Like, I think he's like 4 foot something.
Yeah, they're not that very big. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Nyx is taller than a Charizard.
Which is funny because in the anime, Charizards are humongous. At least compared to like the 10-year-olds.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's like a 10-year-old. All right, let me look up his height. Charizards are 5'7".
Oh goddamn!
They're short kings.
Pretty sure
All right.
I'm like a 5'8" or 9.
Nyx is officially taller than the Charizard, confirmed.
Maybe. Don't quote me on that. It's been a while. I haven't gone to the doctors in so long.
All right, I summoned Pot of Green, which allows me to... This is not a Yu-Gi-Oh stream. They're trying to turn this into a Yu-Gi-Oh stream. This is ridiculous. Yu-Gi-Oh has a Hungry Burger. There's no burger Pokemon. Not yet anyway. Oh,
Yes.
God, yeah.
Yet. There are food Pokemon.
Yeah, and there are Pokemon that are literally trash. Literally. They're literally trash. Rubbish is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But Nyx, of the 3 starters, which one would you pick?
From the original? Well, I love them all dearly. I think they're all very cute.
Capo!
But I go with Charizard, if only to keep on my fire theme brand.
Daring today, aren't we?
Well, like I said, my very first starter Pokemon was a fire type, and since then, even if I don't really like the design, sorry, Chimchar. No, wait, it was Tepig. Tepig's design was what really, yeah. Tepig, sorry. I'm sorry. You were cute as a little baby piggy, but then you got weird.
You don't like
Embor?
Yeah. Let's see here. So I'll have a fire starter. Okay. And I wanted to become firefighting and a 3rd stage evolution. Daring today, aren't we? But yeah, I usually choose fire starters myself. I don't usually break it that often. Like Gen 2, I almost always go with Cyndaquil. Totodile if I feel like being different. Gen 3 is where I break the mold. I actually kind of choose Trico for my Gen 3 runs because I just really like Trico. Like I love his depiction in the anime where he's just so freaking cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I like going with Trico Gen 3. Like honestly, Gen 3, there's not really a bad starter in the bunch, I would say.
No, not really. Yeah, they're actually pretty good. And all 3 of them get Mega Evolutions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still kind of salty that Gen 2 never got Mega Evolutions. Let's see here. And there are Pokemon there is literally Toxic Sludge. Yes, it is
Yeah.
It is yeah, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. The spell backward thing. My Valentine was better than Jesse. I don't know.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Yeah. There's a greed effects. Oh yeah, there's a lot of that kind of thing.
I think for me at least, was definitely hotter than Jessie. I mean, I liked her outfits a lot growing up. I thought she was really stylish, which she's supposed to be. But Jessie had a really good backstory and like the benefit of being able to work off 2 different morons at once. Constantly, her and James were like the single best thing about Pokemon outside of Ash's sass.
The amount of character development that those 3 got. Like, one of my favorite episodes is when it's revealed that James is actually a rich Nepo baby. And he was engaged to be wed to this woman who kind of suspiciously looks like Jessie, and then he had like his pet Growly. I thought that was like so adorable, and like the Pokemon was still loyal to him after all these years, which that tracks for Growlithe.
Mm-hmm.
Growlithe are good boys. They are good boys.
Some reason James always gets a plant Pokemon that wants to eat him.
Somehow. And I think it's really interesting though, because in like the main characters, Ash specifically, kind of forcibly get his Pokemon. But James makes sure to ask if they want to come along with him or not.
That's what I've always loved is Jessie and James's Pokemon are always surprisingly loyal to them.
Well, yeah, they treat them really well. They're outcasts, so they know what it means to be outcasts, and they take care of their Pokemon. It's really interesting. You didn't really see it a whole lot back then, but I think Jessie and James, like they both came from different circumstances, but their lives really shaped them to the people they were.
Yeah, like probably one of the saddest episodes when it reveals that like Jessie wanted to be a nurse, and so she entered a Chansey school, and like they actually allowed her in. Like, oh, you can't graduate because you're not a Chansey. Come on, that's bull crap.
Why let her in then? Why give her that false hope, you assholes?
They wanted her money, I guess.
It's actually kind of funny because James comes from like wealth. Jessie, if you actually look into her backstory, comes from complete poverty, like to the point where she had to eat snow growing up. That was considered a treat.
Yeah.
And she's adopted too. Her actual mother was in Team Rocket and like never paid attention to her. They never mentioned her father, as far as I remember. But she was like adopted by a very poor woman.
It's time to wake up.
No!
Be gone, sir. Be gone with your foul magic.
We will not name the one that will not be mentioned.
Why about that? Okay. Actually, who knows the Team Rocket thing from beginning to end?
To protect the world from devastation, to unite all peoples within our nation.
Whoa. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it right. Okay.
All
right. Nix, would you like to be Meowth or Wobbuffet?
Oh.
Or do you want to be Jessie?
No, let her be Jessie. I'll be Wobbuffet.
Okay.
Well, I'd make for a good Meowth.
Okay. To protect the world from devastation.
To unite all peoples within our nation.
To denounce the evils of truth and love.
To extend our reach to the stars above.
Jessie.
James.
Team Rocket, blast off at the speed of light.
Surrender now or prepare to fight.
Meow, that's right.
Wow, about that. Okay, mark the time, Captain. Mark the time.
Cringe, that's the time.
Cringe. It's cringe time.
Cringe o'clock.
God. All right, Orthodox, we did that for you. I hope you're happy. Oh gosh, yeah. I guess
they have Mime Junior in later seasons too.
I never got that far, but like, yeah, the Wobbuffet was always great. So I'm just kind of looking to mark off the stars.
And that's the thing, like, as for like Jessie and James being the series villains, they're not really that bad people.
And I love how they actually introduce a Team Rocket like Butch and Cassidy that are actually like threatening.
I hate Butch and Cassidy's dub voice. Because Butch sounds exactly like me.
Orthodox is dying of cringe.
Yes. She was something for the cringe and let me die.
So since we're kind of like talking about the anime, let's just kind of dive into that. So Yeah, all of us probably have seen the anime. We hold it in some high regard. For me, I watched Indigo League, Orange Islands, and I kind of like I watched a little bit of uh, Yoto, and then a little bit of the Advanced. Um, and then I kind of filtered out, and then I've like seen it every so often since then. Like how far did you guys get in the series?
Uh, let's see. I kind of stopped watching after Johto, I think, and then I'd
Mm-hmm.
periodically check into the other series. The most recent one, I think, was Sun and Moon, if I'm remembering correctly.
Mm-hmm.
And holy shit, did they did things to my boy that I am not cool with.
Yeah, what's really I think I watched Pokemon Best Wishes, which was like the Orange Islands for Black and White. Like he actually brought his Charizard back for a while, and that was really cool. And then I think I saw a couple episodes of X and Y where like the animation, like if you watch the Best Wishes in animation, they really amped up the animation. And then for Sun and Moon, it just came crashing back down again. But they brought back
Oh,
Brock and Misty, which is cool.
I'm not talking the animation. I'm talking personality. They gave my boy a lobotomy or something because he is just not Ash Ketchum in the slightest. He's too nice.
That's Pokemon in general. Like if you look at the Pokemon rivals in the games, we go from like uh Gary was here, Ash is a loser, or like in the games, you know, him being, you know, little crap, to like, oh, I'm gonna heal your Pokemon. Let's have this great battle, guys. Um
Yeah.
but I love early Ash. Like you said, he is such a smart ass. Like I always love that picture where like they're eating their food and like the waitress walks by and the animators just put like him giving the side eye to the girl's butt. Like, holy crap! I can't believe they put that in there.
Not only that, I remember, oh my god, when he met Brock's dad and he immediately calls him out as a no good uh loser for walking out on his family, basically. But he does it in such a way that it's like, I don't know. It's just funny to me that they go from having him be like the snarky sass master to like, oh boy, everything's great.
And another thing that
Being
really,
mean is wrong.
the other thing that like kind of got like a bit of a stick up my butt was when he won in Sun and Moon. And like, oh, Ash finally won after 16 years. He finally like. Does Orange Islands not matter? Like, no, because of a technicality, because it's not actually a Pokemon League. It doesn't actually count. We want our feel good win. I remember like that got me a huge stick of my butt, and I would be remiss if I didn't bring it up. Hi.
Kind of shitty. Doing my
Yeah.
boy Ash like that.
But yeah, I loved Orange Islands. Like, honestly, I just gotta say, that time, like, right before Gen 1 and 2 came out, where they're, like, drip feeding us, like, the Gen 2 Pokemon, like, oh, there's a Don fan in the first movie. Oh, like, in Orange Islands, there's literally a Meryl, you know, Togepi, Ho-Oh, like, it was kind of magical. And then, like, also the other thing is, the Japanese cards were filtering into America. Like, I remember, you know, walking to school. This was probably like 99, 2000 or so. And my friend showed me this card, and he's like, "This is the evolution of Blastoise." You know, he said it with like the utmost confidence, and it's what I would now know as a Feraligatr card. But it was in Japanese. We didn't know any better. Like, it was just a crazy time. You know, it was because it was like that pre-internet time where like we didn't have everything spoiled within a millisecond of it getting dropped. You know. All right. So continuing on with like the anime, um, it did do things a little bit differently. Like, I swear, if the anime was canon of the games, dodge would be an actual Pokemon move.
Well, sometimes it happens. But
Fair enough.
it's random.
Yeah, I do love the characterizations. Like, what do you think happened to Brock when he was with that professor? Because, like, remember, after he came back, every time it was mentioned, he would just go into depressive state.
Oh, she did
I think it's
things
like
to him.
he's like it's
Heartbreak
like
things.
either that or it's the dog chasing the car, and when he finally catches the car, doesn't know what to do with it.
No, I don't think it was like that for Brock. I think it's more that I don't know, maybe they broke up or something, or he found out that she already had someone.
Yeah, honestly,
Maybe.
my favorite like happy ending for Brock is that he has a wife and children, and he's a loving father. That's just what I want for that guy.
Well, yeah, considering his own family dynamic, Jesus Christ, he
He
deserves the world
he
for
would
what
be
he
a
had to
great
put up with.
father. I think Brock would be a great father.
I do too. I mean, he
Like,
already took care of his kid siblings, so
and the thing I really like about Brock is Brock kind of has a little bit of the Johnny Bravo syndrome. Yes, he's hitting on every woman, but he just wants one woman. He's not trying to play the field, not trying to be player. He just wants that one girl. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I kind of respect that a little bit, you know. Nix, what do you think?
I think Brock deserves a good ending. I actually
Yeah,
kind of dislike that they gave him all these like physical like slapstick jokes because like I don't know, yeah, he could be kind of a
but
weird
it makes an
pervy porn
awesome
dog,
hat.
but like he gets beat up or like his ear yanked on anytime he expresses interest in a girl.
At the same time, I do appreciate the show. I love how in season 3, like they showcase how useless they are, and then Brock's like, "All right, fine, I'll be the group mom again," you know, and suddenly the group's back on the track. I do love.
Well, yeah, it's funny too because it really shows the different dynamics. Misty is the youngest of her sisters and was pampered and babied by them probably for the most part. And while she tries to come off as tough and independent, she kind of really isn't. And Ash was is an only child with his single mother who babied him, and even while he's on the road, still babies him in every way
Yeah,
she can. Brock's the
and then
only one that had to take responsibility for not just himself but for other people
yeah, and it
because his
shows
parents
like
were shit.
he was the sibling that had become the parent, and I'm sorry. Like, while I have deep respect for the siblings who do that, they should never be forced to do that.
No,
Like, I have like a mad respect for the ones who step up and do that, but they shouldn't have to. Orthodox says, now we get different Pokemon, different types from different regions like Larry and Meowth with Steel type balls into Berserker. God damn it! That's the puns. Um,
Yeah, that's what Galarian Meowth falls into. Yep, Berserker.
oh god, that is.
He
How
looks like a
about
little Viking.
how about all these Pokemon Scalper videos in my feed? Yeah, we'll get to the kind of stuff of that later. But yeah, the early seasons are magical. Like Bye Bye Butterfree, like that is a quick way to get me to start crying because like that episode it just tugs at my heartstrings. And one thing I do appreciate is towards the end they did finally loop back for a couple of the Pokemon. Like they finally caught up with Pidgeot. Um, and he actually did see Butterfree again. Like I do appreciate. Um, and also the way they ended it with the Pokemon theme was that was good.
I like how every once in
yeah,
a while they'll go back to like Professor Oak's place, and he's got like all these Pokemon that Ash.
All right, you're cutting in and out, sir. One of my favorite running gags is every time you see Oak and Delilah outside. Like the whole like Professor Oak banging Ash's mom. They don't like the show does everything it can to feed those rumors. You know what I'm saying, Nix?
Yeah.
Like the band episode Beauty and the Beach. Where they're just vacationing for some reason.
Together.
Or like in the Orange Islands, where they're in the plane together. A lot of that stuff. Oh gosh, there's a lot of things like it is. The show does. Yeah, Caster's having technical issues. All right, welcome back, sir. Yes, we can hear you.
All right, good. All right, now what now? Who's the what
now? Delilah is banging Professor Oak, Ash's mom.
Okay. I was gonna say my thing. What I was gonna say is like I like how every time they cut back to Professor Oak, he's always got like more and more fucking Pokemon that Ash won't stop fucking catching.
Like an entire herd of Tauroses that he caught on a banned episode of the show.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was gonna mention that he's got like a whole shit ton.
Yeah, like when I say banned, So Nick, you're familiar with the episode where he catches the Tauros, which they never explained it in the American version, but in the Japanese version, they go to the Safari Zone, but the warden has a gun. Like he actually points a gun at Ash.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I know about that. Oh no, not a gun. Perish the thought.
And and the other thing is, I think Jesse and James actually hold them up with guns. So that episode got banned. So they never explained it. Then there's obviously, if we're going to talk about the anime, we had to talk about Electric Soldier Porygon.
Oh yeah.
So
I heard about that before I heard about Pokemon.
And here's the worst part. So we all like to think it was Porygon that caused those flashes. It was Pikachu. Pikachu was the one who like if
very
you actually
clearly.
Yeah, Pikachu did the thunder stuff, caused an explosion in multiple colors. Porygon had nothing to do with it. And so that's why you don't see Porygon on the show very often.
Yeah, I remember watching the news around another time. It was like a bunch of kids in Japan today had a seizure after watching a cartoon that had multiple flashes in it, and I was like, "Oh, that's kind of crazy." Then later I found out it was Pokemon, But that was before Pokemon had got here.
So basically, the episode they were in a virtual world, and Pikachu jumps out. I'm not going to show it because I'm not stupid. And he did his Pikachu thing, and there's an explosion, and there's multiple colors kind of showing, and that triggered epilepsy in some people.
Yeah, it was just a few frames of pink and blue lights flashing back and forth real quick.
That's all it takes for some people, though. I've known people with epilepsy.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it was only just a second, but yeah. And what's crazy is I think that's what got Nintendo scared for the rest of their lives. Because anytime you turn on a Game Boy or a DS or anything else, it was it had epilepsy warnings on them.
I mean, that incident was actually kind of serious. I think 500 kids went to the hospital, and 60 had to be actually had to stay after the broadcast.
Yeah,
it was a pretty serious incident.
That's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. It kind of shaped Nintendo after that because when you turn on your DS, it always had epilepsy warnings on it and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, it has nothing to do with the cartoon, man. It's just a game. But yeah, they were really, really, they got really cold or timid after that.
I don't blame them. I really don't. So it's time to Shine says, which Pokemon is the tastiest, and what is the best way to prepare them? So what you do is you take a Slowpoke tail, you chop it off. Oh God, you want to know what Did you see that video with how to prepare a Chikorita?
Yeah, it is kind of creepy.
It messed me up.
It did look good though afterwards.
No.
But I would guess the tastiest would probably be like a Milcery or a or a what are the ones that look like ice cream cones?
I'll have some moo moo milk. There. I'll have some
Yeah.
moo moo milk.
Straight from the udder.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. I've seen those pictures.
What? Dude. All right, we're moving on. We're moving on here. Let me just oh gosh, I hate you all. So
you mean the
yeah,
Hex Maniac pictures?
Oh, I don't know. It doesn't.
no,
Believe me,
no.
believe me. It don't take very long to find weird ass Pokemon pictures on the internet, whether you're
I
looking for
know.
them or not.
All right, so Black River Kai says the tastiest Pokemon is his mother. That's an Epidia complex that we're not touching here today.
Yeah.
So, what's your guys' favorite Pokemon?
I would have to say my favorite Pokemon is probably
You can name multiple, by the way.
I don't know. I'd probably say Gyarados. If I'm gonna say my actual favorite.
All right, Nix. What about you?
Me, my favorite? Oh, Mimikyu. But like, I love all ghost type Pokemon, dark type, psychic type. It doesn't matter. And the fairy types are really cute too. I'm a very diverse person.
So, okay. Let's see if I have something. Sorry. He earned that. He earned that one. So for me, anyone who follows me on Twitter knows I love me some Espeon.
Yeah.
Whenever I do a Gen 2 run, I always have an Espeon. So my other favorites, Butterfree. I think that was pretty obvious. I love Scizor, Heracross. See, the problem with me is to name a Pokemon that's my favorite that isn't Gen 2, because like so many of my favorite Pokemon are Gen 2. Ferrothorn. I gotta say, like playing through Sun and Moon, my favorite was Mudsdale, the horse. You know, just you get like a. He's not the best, but I did love that guy.
Yeah.
But I think that kind of blends into our next topic, which is favorite type. So I'm going to start this one, and I'm going to say my favorite type is Steel. It is the best type, and I will not hear anything different. Steel makes any Pokemon better. They have the coolest designs. They have the best attacks. They're just the best Pokemon. And Caster, if you don't say
it's okay to be wrong.
Yeah, it's okay to be wrong. Yeah, you know.
Okay, then Caster, what are your favorites? I'm guessing Dark.
No, that's the stereotype. See there, yeah. No,
oh wow, profiling.
Yeah, no profiling.
I'm profiling.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna say my favorite just because on like what I noticed, I train more, and for some reason, I tend to train fighting types more. For some reason, I don't know why that is, but I've noticed that I end up with fighting types because like my favorite fighting type is Machamp. Yeah. You know, I love Infernape is one of my favorites. You know, Blaziken. One of my favorites.
I love Blaziken.
You know,
I love the Fire Chicken.
Yeah, Lucario. You know,
Lucario's another short stack, by the way.
Yeah.
But also Fighting Steel. Steel.
Yeah. Plus, fighting, beat Steel, and also, Steel. If you have a steel type or a steel rock type, they're like 4 times weak to ground. So bye.
Wait. Oh gosh, yeah. That's the other thing. I love those like really powerful Pokemon. Like Charizard is four times weak against rock because it's flying. So if you have a stealth rock out there, he goes on the field, it instantly loses half of its health.
Oh yeah, I know. That is terrifying.
It is so satisfying. It's so satisfying.
Yeah. But yeah, I've noticed. I've noticed that I train a lot of fighting types. So I guess if I had to say that fighting type's probably my favorite, then
All right.
um,
So I just want to read this comment. Pig flavor type. Tepig, the Pokemon that cooks itself.
yeah.
Don't do that to him. I don't like him, but Jesus Christ.
I
But
remember
bacon. I want some Pokemon bacon.
one of my favorite videos, and I cannot find it. It's probably deleted, but it was some random like little girl, and she must have been, I guess maybe she sounded like maybe she was like 12 or 13, right? And she had her camera, and she was like, you know, uh, it was like around Gen 5, so it was all that great, it was that grainy kind of camera camera work,
Mhm.
and she's taking a picture of her DS, and she basically was doing the Masuda method of getting a shiny.
Oh yeah.
And,
So for those who don't know, the Masuda method is you make a trade with someone from another country, and that Pokemon is more likely to be shiny.
yeah, if you bring them together, yeah.
Yeah.
So they were trying to breed a shiny to Peg, and they were apparently been doing it for weeks, trying to hatch eggs, because it's still like, even though it does bring down the raises the chances, it's still like a tedious job. You can still do 2,000 eggs and still not get something, or you
Yeah.
can do it in 5 and get it. But which I have seen people do that. I've seen them get one set of eggs and get their shiny, and then some people, they've never got their shiny. But anyways, it was a cute video because the camera's shaking, and she's like, oh my god, I finally got it. And she's sitting there crying, and she's like, I'd have my mom do this while I'm at one school so I could, and she's like just breaking down crying. And she's like, I'm gonna name him Popsicle because he looks like a banana flavored popsicle. It's just, I don't know. It's just, I always thought it was pretty funny. She's just breaking down crying, and that's so funny because like some people are like that when they get their first shiny, especially when they get the shiny that they're looking for, or they really want. I mean, it's just something that, like, it's not so much now because getting shinies are so much easier now. But back in the day, getting a shiny Pokemon was a almost life altering event in some people's cases. And so it was just so funny seeing this little girl just break down crying on camera that she had gotten her shiny to Peg, and she was going to name him Popsicle. And she's never going to evolve him again.
See, the worst part is, I was waiting for that moment in the story where, and then her little brother comes, smacks the DS, and it lands on the ground, breaks it, ruining her Pokemon.
No, I don't want to do that. No, because that's terrible.
So Orthodox Monks chooses normal type Arceus. Get owned, idiot. Attack screen, game over. Game over, man. Game over. He's just smiling. So Nyx, if you had to narrow down to one type, what would you pick?
Ghost. Not the type. Yeah. It's a tie between Ghost and Fairy.
I'm still waiting for your Ghost Girl or your Hex Maniac cosplay.
God, I wish. That's gonna take a lot of money.
So, guys, did you know that I actually
the damn thing myself?
So, I just want to say, do you guys know that I actually captured a real life Rattata?
A real life what?
Rattata.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. There we go.
Yeah. So let me show you my real life Pokemon. Like, I actually have a real Rattata. It's it is a all right. So this is my Rattata. This is charcoal.
Looking a lot better.
Yeah. The medicine really did its job. She's gotten huge.
Oh yeah. She's really lively. Yeah. She used to look
step away for a second. I'll be right back.
Yeah. That reminds me of with Rattata. Do you know of the fear tactic?
I'm not sure.
Okay, it's an acronym. It stands for let's see here if I can remember it. Fear. It's Focus Sash, Quick Attack. That's what the A stands for. Endure and Rattata. So this combination can destroy any Pokemon ever.
I thought it was I thought it was like we got Johnny Ortiz. Johnny Ortiz says hi.
Hey Johnny.
Charcoal says hi. She's obsessed with my fingers right now.
It's either Endure or Endeavor.
I think it's like Focus Sash, and like there's like that attack that does more damage depending on like the percentage of health taken or something. Like I can't remember. I actually saw a TikTok of it. It was crazy.
So what it is like, okay, you take like a Rattata, level 1 Rattata, and you go up against like a Rayquaza, right? Mm-hmm. So what you do is you hit Endure. Endure has priority, so you're gonna lose all but 1 health point. Or no, that's what the Focus Sash is for. You get the Focus Sash, and then you hold on, and then but before you do it, you do like Endure or Endeavor. I can't remember which one it is, but what happens is the Pokemon will lose the same amount of health as it inflict on as you were inflicted on. So since you're brought down to 1 HP, Rayquaza is going to be brought down to 1 HP, and then you just do Quick Attack, which is a priority move, and bam, you're dead.
Yeah,
it's a guarantee. Okay. It's a guaranteed take 1 out Pokemon move or strategy.
And that's what I love about the Pokemon games is like all those little things, like Poison Heal, Gliscor, all those kind of stuff.
I think it's what I like about it the most is just coming up with a really cool like team strategy. Like if you can like come up with a win condition and have like where every Pokemon on your team has like a role in there. They're not just slapdashed of what like all these are cool. They actually everyone on your team has a purpose and a point.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're the one you throw out is the one who's going to be like the setup. He's going to get things started. He's going to either set up traps or he's going to like instantly take down one Pokemon because he's like got some kind of like instant takedown move. But basically he's going to set up for the rest of the team. And then then you got your cleanups, which is like once everything has been kind of dealt with, you have your one Pokemon that's just going to mop the floor with everything.
Your sweepers, your Spiffins, the golden special sweepers kind of thing.
Yeah, your sweepers or whatever. Yeah, stuff like that. Or you do like something like a Trick Room team where you reverse all the speeds and stuff.
Yeah, or you have or you run like ability swap and with a truant Pokemon. I can't remember his name.
Yeah. Hold on.
Slacking.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you do like you erase his truancy, and then because he has like decent speed and ridiculous attacks. So you put like a life orb on him or something, and just Jesus Christ, he's gonna be just annihilating everything.
One of my favorite things is I love the ability Sheer Force, which enhances moves that have a secondary effect, but it removes a secondary effect.
Yeah.
It also affects items. So what it does is if you put a life orb on a Pokemon with Sheer Force, they get the boosting properties of life orb, but not the health stuff.
Okay, not the health decrease. Okay.
Yeah. And also you're getting a boost from sheer force itself. So I had like a Sheer Force Nidoking. So let's say it had like use an attack called Sludge Wave, which is does damage and have a chance of poisoning the target. So it won't poison the target, but it'll get a boost from Sheer Force. Then it also gets Stab, same type of attack bonus. Then it gets a Sheer Force bonus. Then the Life Orb bonus. It gets pretty crazy pretty quick.
Yeah, and then also you got to remember your stab bonuses too. That's another thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's like that's what I love too. Is like when you can like stack bonuses on top of each other. You know, and things can get like really powerful really quick. Uh,
Yeah, like my Ferrothorn. I ran a Gyro Ball set on it, where Gyro Ball is an attack where its power is determined by how much slower you are from the Pokemon. So
yeah,
you basically you raise it to where its speed is really low, and then you run Curse 1 or 2 times. Curse like raises your attack and defense, but lowers your
yeah,
speed. So you get
yeah.
so obviously you're getting the Curse bonuses, but also you're getting the speed bonuses. Um, so like that's why I had a Ferrothorn named Wrecking Ball because
Yeah.
Wrecking Ball.
So
Yeah.
it in a trick room team, curse is basically like a quiver dance for that thing.
Oh gosh, Nix, welcome back.
Hi. I was gonna say now. See, I don't do any of that fancy shit. I just get in there, wreck my opponent, and get out.
Also, Nix, Charcoal's here.
Hi.
Yes, I wanted to show people my real life Rattata.
That's something we should have well talked about before the show. We should have all got our like switches and everything and actually had online Pokemon battles.
I don't have a copy of Pokemon on me, otherwise we could.
Ah, you suck.
My Switch doesn't like going online for some reason. I have to send it back to Nintendo or something.
I mean,
Ah, you suck.
if somebody wants to gift me a copy of Pokemon Scarlet, I've actually completed the game on there, and so I can just load up my save file on Scarlet and have, battle that way.
Yeah.
So just saying.
Mhm.
I
What
actually
happened?
have some like really great Pokemon. Like I have a T-Tar, like a Tyranitar that I raised during my X and Y days.
Mhm.
His name is Gojira. He has 400 attack.
Yeah, I always love naming my Pokemon. That's one of my favorite things. One of the ones that I'm kind of proud of is I have a Scizor. His name is Rojo Pinza.
Yeah,
Red.
mine is my T-Tar, because
Yeah,
like it is just such a freaking beast. Like I got like perfect IVs, adamant nature, like all the good stuff, and like I
yeah.
super trained it, and it has 400. I actually think 403 base attack, which is freaking insane. So like
Oh yeah,
its title of Gojira is well earned.
yeah. I have a Tyranitar. I called him Hofu, which is it's Hofo or no Hofu, and it's basically it's Swahili for terror.
Oh god. I
And
remember. I think I remember it's either Scarlet or during my Legends Arceus run. I had a Gengar that I named Egon, which it sounds
mhm,
kind of basic now that I think about it.
yeah. Another Pokemon that I really like. Uh, oh my God, what the hell is his name? Sharpedo or whatever the heck his name is.
Oh, Sharpedo, yeah.
Sharpedo. That's another one I like a lot.
I had a in my Scarlet and Violet. I had a Eevee that I named Grumpus
Grumpus.
Be- because that's what when she was a baby. That was the oldest nickname. That was the oldest child's nickname. My niece.
Oh, and also I like what's the name?
She was grumpy.
Clawhauser, I think it is. Clawhowitzer. It's like it's like it looks like a shrimp, but it has like one giant claw.
Oh, uh, uh, Kingler.
No, not Kingler. This one looks like a shrimp. It's not a crab.
Hmm.
Yeah, and
Also,
he's normally blue, but when his shiny version is red. I love it.
I don't know if those will get me banned from Pokemon, but I want to like raise a Hypno, and I'm gonna nickname it Epstein.
Oh no,
Especially
no,
when you know Hypno's lore. It makes
I
it so
know,
much worse.
I know it's lore. You can
Oh
name it. You can
god.
name it Drifloon. The same thing.
Oh my god! No!
See, Drifloom is even worse. Like Hypno is just creepy, like it kidnaps children. Drifloom is like it levels of horror. Like you give a kid a balloon and they just go flying away. Like that is like
Horrifying.
Lovecraftian levels almost.
Some of
See
the
that?
ghost Pokemon lore involving children just freaks me out. I'm like, this is supposed to be a kid's game, right? What the hell?
Yeah,
And
But
like
I'm like, that's what makes it awesome.
yeah. There's some scary
yeah.
Pokemon out there. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and see, that's the thing. Is like I would really like a darker Pokemon story. Not like dark as in like blood and guts, but just a little
Wait, you
creepier. You
so
know?
so uh so you haven't heard? There's gonna be a new Netflix animated series on Pokemon. It's gonna be directed by Adi Shankar.
Oh, really?
Don't joke about that.
Oh God.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Uh,
Pikachu
oh,
cusses every
and I
5
got called
seconds.
out for Sonic. I really hope that they never give Pikachu a blue color variation.
Oh my God. Yeah, I know it. Oh no, they won't. They will. Hopefully, God, they won't. And once you've been down that rabbit hole, you got to take a shower
Or 2. Or
and
10.
burn your clothes.
Burn
Just
everything.
yeah.
Pray to God.
I remember when
Get
I
some
first
holy
got down.
water.
I remember when I first went down that rabbit hole, and it's like watching. It's like watching some kind of like documentary on a serial killer or something. You're disgusted, but you're fascinated at the
You'll
same
never look
time.
at your mother the same way again.
Oh God. The
I'm
thing is,
sorry.
we've all known creepy bastards like that in our lives. That's the weird thing. But
And here's the thing, like, so we're talking. I'm just gonna say the name. We're talking about Christian here, and now we're part of the lore.
yeah, we'll be in a documentary sometime.
Yeah, the dude, like Caster said, he's the kind of person where it's like you see them and they're really creepy, and this is when you finally find out what they do when they go home,
Yeah,
and it's worse than you could have thought.
yeah, it is really worse. But it's like a car wreck. You can't look away, but you're horrified. That's kind of like what the whole situation is. And oh
Do
my
you
God,
remember? Do you remember when like he got like this Swedish girlfriend, and then he announced that he had gotten her pregnant? Everyone was like freaking out, and then he was like, "Oh no, no."
it was like Damien from The Omen was going to happen.
Yeah, he's like,
I
"Oh
think
no,
the
it's
funniest thing.
yeah." Go ahead, next.
I was gonna say, I think the funniest thing is that you have certain activists that demand you call him she or her because of, that whole fuckery.
Yeah, you know what? That the whole thing is stupid. I don't care. Like he is an asshole, and I don't like respect him, and I'm not gonna respect anything like that.
No.
Um,
Like, he
but
literally outright admitted that he was only doing this to try and get with lesbian girls.
Yeah, at that point, I
That's
think you
pretty
are justified
scummy.
in. Yeah, like normally I try to respect that kind of thing, but when they come out and say that, like when they come out and admit it, like that leaves no subtlety, that leaves no nuance.
And
yeah,
people are still like, no, she's trans, respect that. No, you idiot, you stupid buffoon, you absolute moron.
yeah, like the things he's done, and then all of a sudden we have to respect him. No, get out of here. Get out of here.
I
All
But
right,
respect
let's
nothing about horrible people.
all right.
yeah,
This was a rather wicked diversion. Let's get back on the Pokemon.
yeah. Let's get back to the light. Get off the shadow. It's the one stain on the Pokemon community and Sonic
Well,
community.
maybe not the only stain, but
All right, so it's time to wake up. Says I saw the video about the Roach King when you got arrested. I think the first time that I saw them was when they were like trashing a GameStop because of Sonic Boom, like the arms.
I knew about him a long, long time ago.
Lizardon is the best. Fight me. So yeah.
Lizard Dawn, Charizard.
So let's go into the games. So Nick, you started with Gen 3, which that's kind of like a thing where like most people either started with Gen 1, Gen 3, and so on and so forth. Where like Gen 3 is very much kind of like the second generation of Pokemon fans. That's where they got that start. You know, like it basically, if you started with Gen 3, it's your favorite. If you didn't start with it, you either hate it or you think it's okay. That's basically kind of the consensus I've gathered. I think it's okay. I got no issue with Gen 3. But I know that there's a lot of people that love Gen 3 because it was like their first Pokemon game. That's fair. Like Gen 1
hell
isn't
yeah.
perfect. Gen 1 is far from perfect. I love Gen 1. I literally replay Gen 1 once a year. But it is not perfect. The only one who's perfect is Caster, according to Black Reaper Kai.
Yeah. Well, of course.
Sorry,
yes.
sorry.
Very
That was
cultured.
just such a smooth transition. I couldn't help myself. There are a lot of
Yeah.
stains on the Sonic.
Well, that's true. I mean,
and orange covering eyes. Oh God, yes. But this is not a Sonic show. We actually did a Sonic show a few weeks back. It was pretty good. Check that one out. But yeah. Nix, what do you love about Gen 3?
Honestly, I think it's just the fact that it was my first real Pokemon game.
Okay.
It's kind of weird the love for it.
and I love the remake.
I haven't played the remakes. I just played the original, and it was with my older brother, and we decided to go with a Torchic for our playthrough, and we raised that boy to a Blaziken. And then my younger brother, who actually owned the game, handed it off to a friend, and his friend deleted the save. So, fuck us, I guess.
Mhm.
Rip. But whatever. It's just a game.
A game theory.
But ever since then, I've named all of my fire starter types Pyro in honor.
Also, if this is going to go out to like I'm gonna after the stream, I'm going to put my Nintendo friend code out there. If you want to get it, you're welcome to it. Now, here's the thing: I pay for Pokemon Bank every month because I have literally a metric ton of baby Pokemon in just limbo. So if you want a perfect IV starter of whatever, I probably have it. So if you want to trade afterwards, I'm willing to do that. Just hit me up on X. I have so many Pokemon that I need to get rid of. I have pages and pages and pages of freaking what's the new one from what was the one from Sword and Shield, the water type?
I tried to play Pokemon Shield and I couldn't.
What's the water type from Pokemon Shield? The water starter.
I don't know.
That's a good question. I don't know because I never played it. Oh my god.
I tried to play Pokemon Shield, but the game was so generic. I think and when I dipped out was when I realized that they made TMs finite again, and that just pissed me off because you gotta remember there was so much controversy with Sword and Shield going on, stuff with Dexit, and I will get back to the game conversation, but I guess we'll just go into the controversy. Like Pokemon has had some controversies over the years. You guys want to talk about Dexit since we're kind of already a little bit on the topic?
Uh-oh.
Caster.
Oh, there you go.
There I am.
Caster, do you remember Dexit?
Dexit? No, I remember Brexit, but not Dexit.
All right. So up until Sword and Shield, you could catch every Pokemon in every game. Okay. All seven, but with Dexit, you couldn't do that. Starting with that game, not every Pokemon was available in that one game.
Oh yeah.
And that was a huge controversy because people. It was also like it pushed people towards Pokemon Home.
Yeah.
So it kind of came across like a cash grab a little bit. And in my opinion, it was to a degree.
Yeah.
But also the game had a lot of other problems where like the graphics, You know, like do you remember the N64 tree?
The what?
All right, the N64 tree.
No, no.
All right, let me just pull up an image that kind of all right. So basically, people were looking at the textures in Pokemon Sword and Shield and comparing it to the game, Pokemon to Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I'm pulling up the image right now. It is insane when you look at the textures and you compare the two. Let me just all right. Take a look at that. So on the left we have Pokemon Shield, all right, and on the right we have Ocarina of Time. Why does the N64 look better?
Because there's actual love and care put into it.
Like, look at the grass. Like, the grass looks better. Why does this N64 game look better than the Nintendo Switch game? Like, why? Like, Nix, you see what I'm seeing, right?
Yeah.
Caster, do you see what I mean? All right. He'll probably be rejoining us here shortly.
Oh yeah, I'm on mic muted. Damn it.
Rip.
Rip.
But yeah, do you see the picture?
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? What the hell, Nintendo? Oh, I know those sounds.
Yep, I know those sounds. I'm starting her up, baby.
I will say, I did enjoy Legends Arceus. The graphics were complete ass. It did ran like crap, but like, oh my god, the gameplay was actually really fresh. Like, I feel like Legends Arceus. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, I'm just like, I think it's really funny all the controversies that Arceus started with lore-wise.
How so?
Didn't you hear about the well, it was rejected right from the get-go, basically, but the things that they were going to add about the lore to Pokemon?
Oh, are you talking about the leaks they made with all those like stories where like humans mating with Pokemon or whatever?
Well, yeah, but it was not mating so much as, you know.
I've read a couple of them, and while the content is disturbing, they're written like fairy tales. You know, so like the writing themselves,
Yeah.
they're written like fairy tales. I find the content disturbing in the same way that I also find a lot of Grimm's fairy tales disturbing. You know, like there's a lot of disturbing shit in the fairy tales we love. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Hansel and Gretel. The old woman wanted to put them in the oven and cook them.
Yeah,
Like,
cannibalism.
you know, like stuff, stuff like that. But it's obvious those were just like the devs going creative. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't think they're going to add any of the, and if it is going to be heavily watered down. Also, isn't it already in the lore of humans like sleeping with Pokemon?
Kind of, sort of, technically. They don't outright say it, but
yeah.
Hey, wait, okay, I gotta do this. Hey, freak goes, leave them Pokemon alone. Sorry. That's fine, Black Reaper Kai. You can like it. I will say, I actually do like Score Bunny's design. I like the whole soccer rabbit thing. I think is actually really cool. I do like Score Bunny.
I like Score Bunny also.
And I know for Sun and Moon, everyone just fell in love with Rowlet. Like Sun and Moon. I wasn't really a fan of Gen 6's starters, but Sun and Moon had some really good starters. I love the Fire Kitty that you think just became like Fire Dark Wrestler. That was really cool. And then obviously Rowlet was like the Robin Hood kind of thing. I thought that was really cool. What was the water for that gen? Was that Poplio?
I think so.
Oh,
Pretty
can't
sure,
remember.
yeah.
But yeah, I just love Latello because it's just like fire hairballs. You know, just the idea. It's just kind of cool.
So I have 2016 Pokemon in my Pokemon bank.
The hell?
I likes to breed.
There's so much to unpack with that.
Yeah. I breed until I get like the shiny I need, but like of course you're gonna have a ton of extras here. Like I have
Please tell me
boxes
you
of
hydrate in between rounds.
I have boxes and boxes of Littens. Nix, if you ever get your internet working, I have boxes and boxes of perfect EV or IV Litwicks. Yeah.
Yay.
I
If
might have a
that
shiny.
reminds me.
Catherine,
Might have a
do
shiny or
do you
two.
have do you have any shiny Mimikyus?
Yes, I do. Actually, I have a couple shiny Minicues.
God damn, man.
Well, Nick's is hitting you up.
Yeah.
But
Hey,
you
man,
guys remember?
You looking for some eggs?
You remember when there was a time when Lapras was like considered an endangered Pokemon species in lore?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then one player talked about how he heard that and he went about trying to rebreed them in his Pokemon games. And
They
then
kept releasing them.
yeah, and then after that, Pokemon came out and was like, "Oh yeah, they were once near extinction, but now they're back up in numbers."
Yeah,
That's wholesome.
I think they added that to like one of the later Pokedex entries, which I gotta say, yeah, I do love it when game companies do that.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta say this. So, I usually don't do hacked Pokemon, but I do have one hacked Pokemon. I have a shiny full IV Ditto. And basically the way I got it was this is during the X and Y Oris days. There was like a Reddit group to where they were giving away hacked Dittos, you know, for breeding purposes, you know. And I got one of them because what you did is you put like a Pokemon on the DTS with like a certain name, and like
Yeah.
they traded it with you, and so that's how I have a shiny, modest Ditto with full perfect IVs. Because like I just gotta say, having a Ditto with perfect IVs makes breeding so much easier. Oh my god.
Well, see, what I did was during Sword and Shield, there was a. It wasn't really hacking because you were still using you're basically exploiting the game mechanics where it was like you would change your date and time to try and get a certain Pokemon at a certain like um, in the game, and like there were certain ones where Dittos would show up, but only at a certain day and time. Well, what would happen was you would mess with your clock on your Switch to where you would get a Ditto. The thing was, it was also a high chance that you could get a shiny. So there are people who you go and do like a raid with them, and when you go get a Ditto one, they were always shiny. But the thing was, if you get them from those raids, normally they have perfect IVs. So you would get, even if you didn't get a shiny Ditto, which that's just the icing on the cake, I think. But even if you didn't get a shiny Ditto, that Ditto is going to have perfect IVs. And once you got that, then you can start breeding legitimately, like six stat perfect Pokemon,
Yeah.
which is crazy.
Like to be honestly, when you're breeding Pokemon, if you're breeding competitive, you really need like 4 or 5 IVs because there's only like
Yeah.
only a couple of different stats.
Well,
But like,
there's only ones that you're actually going to train, but it's good. But it is nice to have if they have perfect IVs to have those go up as high as they can. So, like for instance, like say you got more of a defensive type Pokemon, even though he's going to be weak to special attacks, it's kind of cool that like his IVs are high as it like his defense excuse me, his special defense stat is as high as it's going to be without training it. So as opposed to like something that doesn't have perfect ones. So yeah, I can see how it's like it's not absolutely necessary, but it is just a nice little bonus.
like the example that I would be is like, let's say you're doing a quick feat Jolteon, to where a quick feat is an ability to where when it has a status effect, it boosts its speed. So you put a Flame Orb on Jolteon, which burning reduces physical attack. Jolteon is a special attacker. A Quick Feat Jolteon is literally one of the fastest Pokemon in the game. So let's say you're raising Quick Feat Jolteon. You don't need attack. Like you could have a 5 IV easy. You The only ones you only really need 3 IVs. Maybe 4. Speed, special, HP, and then maybe the defenses. But it's really just like speed, special, and HP are really the ones you need. But you can get but at the most, but you don't need attack at all. And then you have the opposite thing where, like I was talking about Ferrothorn, you want your speed to go as low as it can. So having it have an IV with speed is actually a bad thing. So you want a 5 IV Ferrothorn.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about Pokemon is, it's one of those like easy to learn, tough to master games because there's all these little nuances. Another thing that I really love is the Pokemon community can be a bit much at times, but when it's good, it's really good. Like one of my favorite things is during the Oris days, Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, you had secret bases, and you could actually raid your friends' secret bases. So you want to know what the community did? They set up these things called Blissey bases. All right, and basically it was basically 3 different trainers, and it was I think it was like a double or a triple battle with Blissies who give the most XP, and they were level 100, and only had one move that did nothing.
Yeah.
So they were like a great way to farm XP. So like if you're raising a Pokemon and like you got all the IVs, EVs, and you want to get them 100, you just take it to a Blissey bases. It made it so much easier. Like you get mad XP.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that. I love, and I love, when the community does stuff like that.
Yeah.
So for me, I think the height of the Pokemon community was the opening of Pokemon Go. Who else remembers that summer?
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
I didn't have it though.
Did you know there was legitimately like people getting beat up because of that game?
Nice.
I believe it.
Because there were people like I remember like there was actual territories that were claimed by different factions. And if you were caught in their territory, you got your ass beat.
I believe it.
This is Team Mystic territory, asshole.
My experience was a little bit better. So, like, I remember that summer very clearly. I was living in Battle Creek, Michigan at the time. And basically there was, like, this one meeting spot in the city that people went there and then they played Pokemon Go. Like, basically you drive there. It's kind of like the park in the middle of the city. And people are all sharing information. They'd be like, oh, hey, guys, there's an Electabuzz 2 blocks down. Everyone just run in that direction. Okay, like,
yeah.
Oh, gosh, I miss that time. Like, I think most people who experienced it kind of remember it fondly because, like, we were all figuring out the game. Those aren't really territories. It was just like, oh, I'm Valor, I'm Mystic. Because this is, like, pre-gyms. This is, like, before gyms came out. Because gyms didn't really come out until, like, the next year kind of thing. But, like, it was like, oh, it's like maybe a little playful ribbing or whatever. I mean, hell, even when there was gyms, I remember, it's like you'd be beating a gym. I was never harassed because, like, you would think, like, oh, by the way, I'm Team Valor. I'm a Valor boy. Go Moltres. Instantly, all the mystics go away.
What was
The thing
the
that
yellow team again? I forgot. I keep forgetting.
Instinct. So
Instinct.
here's
I was
here's
Team
the
Instinct.
yeah. So here's the funny thing. I love like the personality. So it was kind of like a two-way fight. It was like Valor versus Mystic, and like Yellow, like Instinct was like the third party. They're like the the neutral kind of
Good
thing.
one.
No, Valor was Valor, Team Valor. You want to know
No.
the nickname we had? You want to know the nickname we had for Valor? I mean, for Instinct, we called them the Pace Eaters.
Bullshit. I only went to Team
Nick has
Instinct.
visible disgust right now.
Yeah. I only chose it because my younger brother chose it, and then me and my older brother, the mom of my nieces, who at the time was my older brother's girlfriend, we all went Instinct. Help! My mom got in on it and went Team Instinct.
Yeah. I
And
can't
it's kind
remember
of funny because my mom doesn't really get involved with those kinds of trends usually, but she figured it was a good way to connect with her kids a little. And
Yeah.
she remembered that, actually kind of funny, but my mom absolutely loves Diablo.
Your mom
Yeah.
is based.
Right? But and she does game with us for from time to time when she like has the time or the willpower. She's not great at it usually. Like can't take her to Smash Bros at all. But
Yeah.
I mean, did you see that documentary that recently came out about Hacks Money by Technicals?
No.
Oh, it's bad. It's really bad.
It's kind of funny because when we started to fall off of playing Pokemon Go, she kept going and kept collecting Pokemon and going places, and I was like, Jesus Christ, woman.
I gotta be honest with you. I still play Pokemon Go. I still play it from time to time. I like it because it gets me out of the house and gets me exercise. Because like I live in like a downtown area, and like within like a half mile, there's like close to 10 different Pokestops and like 3 or 4 different gyms. So like I can go walk around and just hit up some like take over some gyms, put my Pokemon in there, grind some Pokecoins, like swim some Pokestops, hatch some eggs, take a few loops around. It's actually really nice.
I can't, unfortunately, due to a combination of my own physical disability and the fact that I live kind of a bit more on the outskirts of my town. Like, there's a couple of like memorials and stuff, and like places set up with Pokemon spots around me, but not very many, unfortunately. I was really depressed because I walked all the way out to a graveyard with my best friend when she came down for for the winter one year, and I thought for sure, graveyards is gonna be a bunch of ghost Pokemon. It's gonna be freaking awesome, man. Not a damn thing.
I just
I was
remember
like,
the
boo, boo.
I just remember the hype for it. Like, are we gonna be like breaking down to Area 51 so we can catch Deoxys in there? Or like the hype was like for years solid straight. People were frothing at the mouth for this game.
I heard of people who were like, "We gotta break into the White House to get Mewtwo, guys." I was like, "Yeah, have fun with Secret Service, morons."
We'll just use our Pokemon to distract him or something. Mr. Mime will put up some barriers that'll block some bullets.
Well, just Naruto run into Area 51, guys. That'll be great. They can't shoot all of them.
Okay, all right. This has nothing to do with Pokemon, but I just since you mentioned it, how crazy was that Naruto like Area 51 thing like that?
Oh yeah,
I feel like that was like the last gasp of society. And then after that, COVID hit.
My favorite was the Josh fight.
The Josh fight,
won.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the fact that it actually happened.
Josh.
So apparently,
so many of them showed up, like over 1,000 or so.
I think like a little kid won. Like a little kid was like crowned the best Josh.
Little kid. Yep.
Which is so wholesome, I gotta say. I gotta give it to him.
It's very cute.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently I have a shiny Espeon.
Noise.
Isn't shiny Espeon green though?
Yeah, it's like a bright green.
Yeah, I'm not a fan
Kind
of
of a
that shiny.
minty green.
The thing I like about, to me, Espeon is like the perfect companion Pokemon, especially like because like it's very loyal, and then also it takes the bad thoughts of its partner ones. So like me, someone who has like mental illness, I can just imagine Espeon being like a great Pokemon companion. You know?
You know, it'd be a terrible Pokemon companion? Gothitelle, because it becomes depressed once it learns its trainer's lifespan.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a thing Gothitelle can do. It'll predict when you die, and as soon as it knows when its trainer is going to die, it gets deeply depressed.
So,
Ouch!
so like if you're trading a Gothitelle and all of a sudden it becomes depressed, you're on borrowed time at that point.
Maybe? Or I think it's just that, like, it realizes, oh yeah, you're still human, you're still mortal, you're gonna go eventually. That's what depresses it.
That sucks.
So
Yeah.
Black Reaper Kai is asking if I have any perfect dittos. I have to look, but I'll let you know.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to pick up Pokemon Scarlet at some point, or maybe someone will get it for me. I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that. Caster, if I ever do get Pokemon Scarlet, I will battle you.
Okay.
Um,
I'm assuming Black Reaper Kai is Kai on my friends list.
I think I've already added you. And
Oh yeah.
you'll know who. Yeah.
Oh yeah. You're right. Yeah. Yours is I
Phoenix.
think yours is just Phoenix. Yeah.
Yeah, I changed it because I did have my other like I've been slow like I've had this one screen
Yeah.
name for like a long time. I've been slowly changing my screen name on a lot of things because, like for example, my Steam account. I use my Steam account in streams, so I might as well change it to the Phoenix Press for streams.
Yeah.
So yeah. Um. All right. Next one on the list. All right. Got Pokemon Go and the like. Who am I like? Do you get any of you guys ever get into like the Pokemon cards?
Not really, no.
My nephew got deep into that, and I learned how to play just because of that. Like I never, because it never really appealed to me. So I know how to play, but it's just not something I'm really into. But but yeah, my nephew was like way into that, so I'd play with him for a little bit. I mean, it's okay. It's not something like I'm not knocking it. It's not something that I'm personally into, but like I can see how people like it.
Yeah, I never got into it myself. Like, I think I've only really played like a couple different Pokemon games. Like everyone else my age, I collected the cards when they were new,
Yeah.
as one is wont to do. That's kind of one of the phrases of this channel. But yeah, like I remember like early middle school was like '99. Like the first 2 days we had Pokemon cards, and like they made an announcement over loudspeaker at the end of the second day. They're banning Pokemon cards. Oh gosh, because like people were getting really crazy with them. Like I remember like I was a little shit as a kid. I was like, I got a foil Venusaur, kind of thing. A kid
Yeah.
actually came to my house. He's like, can I trade? I want to trade with Nick for his Venusaur. And my dad maybe kind of put a stop to that. So Nix, what is your memories with the cards?
I don't really have any because, well, I did have quite a few of them at one point. I didn't really do anything with them. I'm not much of a card player. And I never was, so I ended up giving my deck all away to my younger brother. He was supposed to pay, but he didn't. And I don't care enough because, well, he's family.
Yeah.
I can make him suffer for other things.
Oh my god! Sorry, my phone's like going like.
I was
mad
like,
right
I wish
now.
you'd find that shrine.
Okay. Just for those who aren't aware, my text tone is the shrine thing from Zelda. It's actually a really good text tone, and my artist has been messaging me about stuff. So yeah, some Screecher business. I tried it. I thought I turned it off. Let me. Oh gosh, I do really apologize. This is very very unprofessional. All right, the ringer's off, so that way if it goes off, we're good.
Yes, Black Ripper Kai, I do have a Ditto, so if you want to trade, yeah, just hit me up.
All right. So so for me, what's really funny is like how the Pokemon cards came back into popularity after COVID, because like I remember in the 2010s they were like worthless. Because I've said this on stream a couple times, but like I used to hang out at this like card shop in the 2010s, and like a couple times people would come in with their Pokemon cards and they essentially get laughed out of the store because they were like worthless, like not like barely kind of thing. Like I distinctly remember during this time, like there was a shiny holographic Charizard for sale. You want to know how much they're trying to sell it for?
How much?
$15.
$15.
God damn.
Which nowadays is insane.
Yeah. Well, like you remember recently the newest set that came out recently, and people were going like crazy at Costco's.
Oh yeah, I mean, remember the Van Gogh card that people were going wild for?
Yeah, people were trying to get the. It was like a really rare holographic alternate art Umbreon, and it was like really rare in the set, and like people were. And the thing was, you bought this whole like box set, like special edition thing, and people were like grabbing like 2, 3, 4, 5 of them because they're like I think it was like $100 a piece, but that one car was worth like a couple thousand. So but people were fighting over it. It looked like Black Friday. So like as soon as Costco would open up, people would just like you rushing in there and like grabbing pallets of it, or when they bring the pallet out, people are like fist fighting over it. So Costco had to do a thing where it was like only one per customer because they got tired of people just beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah, like there'd be people like outside the store, and people like I think there might have even been some shootings about it too.
Yeah, it's so crazy. I mean, my God. But it's like
They're cardboard. They're cardboard. They're little pieces of cardboard and plastic.
But it was scalpers. That's all it was.
Drawings.
It was just scalpers. That's the whole thing. What it was, just them trying to like,
Yeah, scalpers have to come in and ruin everything.
They do. They ruin every damn. They do. They ruin every damn thing. Yeah.
Do you guys ever see like the shorts like, should I open it or should I keep it sealed? And like they'll like open packs, like sometimes even like vintage Pokemon packs, and they'll like look at the value of the cards, and like sometimes like it's basically lottery, like because like a vintage pack is like, well, let's say $150, and like the value of the cards they got maybe add up to 80, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think those shorts are kind of entertaining.
Oh yeah. I don't know. Yeah, and then yeah, I've seen those. Yeah. And it's like, oh, should have left it sealed because it was worth more unbroken.
Yeah, like if I'm paying like 100, 150, like I want to look this up right now, like how much a Pokemon fossil booster, how much they going for? A fossil booster pack, which is like I think like the first expansion pack, ungraded is $229. That's for the pack.
Wow.
Goddamn.
So it's like, if I buy a vintage pack, I'm probably going to like keep it sealed,
Yeah. And what's crazy though is like, you don't have to wait for them to get old. You just have to like there's new sets that come out now, and you can make money off of them, which is crazy.
Yeah.
You know.
But like getting back to this, like honestly, because like that unopened pack is just gonna rise in value over the years anyway. You
Yeah.
know? So like, sure, it could have a holographic Charizard in there, be worth like $50,000. But it's literally just it's better just to keep it sealed, and just wait 10 years, and where the price of the pack would probably double. Gosh. I need to buy some vintage Pokemon packs. I'm just thinking about that now. Because like I feel like getting some of those early packs now and then just putting them in the vault for 10 years. That sounds like a fairly sound investment strategy.
Yeah. Well, yeah, definitely.
Did you see they did like a Pokemon Classic re-release where it was just like Pokemon and like the first two sets. It was like a standalone game kind of thing.
No, I don't think I remember that now.
It was a Pokemon trading card game Classic Collection, and it's currently going for like $250, $300. And like it's a really nice, kind of beautiful, like classic thing. Like honestly, I would probably get this. Let me pull it up. Yeah, so this is they're saying this is $300, but like look at that. Like that's that's actually kind of a like decent
Relive the classic Pokemon.
right. But yeah, doesn't that actually look kind of good?
Yeah.
Like I think this is worth $300, because this is a 2-player game, and it's the classic set,
Yeah.
What do you think, Nix?
Sorry, I had to step away for a moment to let my cat in so she could go feed her babies.
Oh, that's fine. But yeah, did you see the classic thing out going off? Did any of you guys ever play a Pokemon trading card game for the Game Boy Color?
No, I haven't. No, but I did play for the PC.
By the way, it is currently on the Switch. You can buy in the Game Boy Color section.
Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. Yep.
Yeah, so anyone with the $20 subscription, I urge you guys to play it. It's pretty good. So we got the card game down. So movies. Like I remember that first movie being a pretty huge event. Nix, did you ever see any of the Pokemon movies?
Yeah, the first one.
Yeah, Pokemon the first movie. Like that was a huge deal.
Except I didn't see it in theaters or on any kind of official thing. I had it ripped straight to a VCR thing.
That was pretty much how I saw it. I think I saw it like a year later on VHS. I will say, I Pokemon first movie is good. I actually kind of enjoy Pokemon 2000 a little bit more.
I never watched it, but I think I like the first movie quite a bit. If for no reason that in the original English dub, from 4Kids, they mention Ash, Jesse and James are like, we're Vikings, and Ash is like, yeah, man, I didn't know Vikings were around here. I thought they only existed in Minnesota, and that kind of was like, wait a minute.
So wait,
America's
Minnesota,
Pokemon?
Yeah, I remember that.
Minnesota is oh gosh,
it's canon to Pokemon.
Well, the other thing is, like if you actually watch the show, like worms, there's actually little tiny worms that Pidgeotto is eating, and there's actually like tropical fish in a lot of them. So there are real Pokemon, real animals in Pokemon.
Well, that was good.
Anime.
Yeah, that was kind of like the whole thing was like, yeah, there was supposed to be, animals, but there was also Pokemon, pocket monsters in the show. But yeah, I remember watching the first movie. I actually got to see it in the theater. Actually, I took my little sister to go see it because when she was in her Pokemon frenzy, and took her to go see it, and yeah, it was pretty cool. Yeah, I remember that joke flying over very well in the theater. Everyone was laughing at that. uh, while we were talking, I literally just did a raid, and I literally just caught a ditto with 5 perfect IVs.
All
No.
right, Black Reaper, he caught it for you.
Yeah. So the Pokemon that I hate the most is Poltegeist. I hate that one, and I hate its variation. I hate its
Poltergeist.
variation,
I'm
and
trying to remember which one that is.
it looks like a teapot.
Oh yeah, like some of those like stuff like Klefki.
Yeah,
Was it?
where there's
One, Agent
well,
Slash was the one that I hated in Gen 6.
and the reason I hate the Poltergeist is because there are there's the fake ones, and then there's the authentic ones, and the authentic ones is you have to angle the camera underneath the Pokemon and to see if it has a certain mark on it on the bottom. If it has that quality mark, then it's the actual authentic version. So there's two different versions, but yeah, and the thing is, you can't like in the game. This is what pisses me off about it. When you catch it, you can't do like a 3D thing and kind of spin it around and look, So it's so stupid.
Oh.
But yeah, Black Reaper says, "What did you catch? I wasn't listening. I just caught a 5 perfect EV Ditto just now.
Nice.
Everything but HP."
He says, "I was in my own little world. Too bad I have to." Oh, Reaper.
What the heck did I do, man?
Yeah, we've been good to you.
This is betrayal.
Betrayal! Betrayal! So, let me guys, so as the mascot of the entire series, what do you think of Pikachu?
Pretty darn cute.
Nix, what
I
about
liked
you?
Pikachu more before they put him on liposuction.
Bring back Fat Pikachu.
Yes, bring my little chubby dude back. I had a backpack of him as a kid, and of a Jigglypuff too.
So, fun fact: did you know? Originally they wanted the mascot to be Clefairy.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
RJ. Wait. Pokemon is training kids to be like Michael Vick. Oh. Anyway, but yeah, I think Pikachu's cool. I think Pikachu was the right choice because it's kind of got gender neutral appeal. Like, the girls like it because he's cute and adorable. Guys like Pikachu because he's badass. You know what I'm saying? I'm generalizing here, but
yeah.
I
do think
Raichu is a bit more badass looking than Pikachu.
Yeah, I've heard that like people say like Raichu was like the biggest mistake Nintendo made because it prevents them from fully pushing Pikachu. Because without that, we can never get a Mega Pikachu.
Have you seen that one little animation where it's like Pikachu versus Bulbasaur?
Can you be a little more specific?
Well, it's like a fan made thing, but it's like
is that the Ego Raptor animation?
I think it is. Yeah, it's like Pikachu.
Yeah, that's the Egoraptor one. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, he's like Bulbasaur. Yeah, like just say solar beam or something. Fine, do solar beam. Okay, thanks. Bulbasaur, Venusaur.
I do love Alolan Raichu because it's kind of like because we had like the whole surfing Pikachu thing. Like that's basically what it's modeled off of.
Yeah,
Um, I thought that was really cool. Because remember that episode of Pokemon where Ash goes surfing and it's like that dude that has like the Pikachu, and then they added it into the game because like there's a mini game in Yellow that they can only
yeah,
activate if you have a Pikachu with Surf, and the only way to get Surf on Pikachu is to play it through Pokemon Stadium. That is how hard to get that content is. That is so crazy.
hmm I always miss the. That's one thing I think I miss is like going out to like GameStop and like going and get like the mystery gifts.
Oh yeah, like usually it'd be like scratch off cards or whatnot. I remember
Oh
those.
no,
Yeah.
it'd be like exclusive Pokemon. Like I remember one time they did it, and it was like you could get like an exclusive. Like I still have it on one of my games, but and it was actually part of my team, my main team for the longest time. You could get like the three legendary dogs. They were doing it like 1 week you get it, and the next week you get the other one, the next week you get the last one, and the GameStop Raikou is like my favorite because it comes with Aura Sphere and Weather Ball, or it comes with Weather Ball, so that way you can have it like on a sun team, you can have it on a rain team, because Weather Ball doubles in damage and becomes whatever weather it's in. So if you're in sunny weather, it becomes a fire attack, a 100 base fire attack. If you're in like rain, it becomes like a 100 base water attack. So it was cool, and it had like extreme speed and aura sphere.
we
So
tried to warn them, but it was too late.
yeah, that damn thing was so cool, and I used to have it in my team. People used to claim I had hacks because I guess that it can't learn aura sphere, and I'm like, it's a GameStop one, asshole. It's legitimate.
Yeah, they did that a lot. Like, I remember during like I said, the Gen 6 times, they'd release Pokemon. Like for example, they released the Gen 2 starters with their hidden moves because you couldn't legally obtain their hidden moves in the game.
Yeah,
So like they'd actually release them, and then people could actually breed them or whatnot. I always
yeah,
thought that was really cool. I always really enjoyed that. Like like a couple times a year, they do a distribution event, and
yeah,
like you have to go to a GameStop, get a card, or log onto your Switch and whatnot. I just thought it was cool.
yeah. Now they do like specialty raids every week.
Especially Raid, sometimes they'll do a distribution event where you just log on to your
Yeah,
Switch. Like I don't know, like I actually do like the act of driving to your GameStop, going in there, picking up the card, walking out.
yeah. And I like when they did that when you could get the remember when they had the legendary like the Musketeer trio, and then you could get the fourth one.
Yeah,
I
they
think it was
used to
like
do those kind of things.
Kalados, I think his name was.
Yeah, I think I like they used to do those kind of themed ones. Like I remember, they at one time they gave away a pincer and a Heracross.
Yeah,
I remember. Oh yeah, and like sometimes they do distributions for like Deontay. Like Deontay was a Pokemon that was never available in the game. It was data mined, but they gave it
yeah.
to you. But like, and when you got it, you got like this little event thing where like, please give us Deontay, and like no. Um,
It
and
was
then like during
crazy.
yeah,
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead.
there's a lot of that kind of stuff. Like if you have an Arceus in Platinum, there's like this event that triggers to where you actually go to Johto and you enter this area where you can actually pick one of the three like Palkia Dialga trio or whatever.
Yeah. I know in Japan they do it more, and there's a lot more local stuff. Like there could be like a certain business that for some reason is partnered with Nintendo, and you go down to this business and you can get like a special edition something something, just for going there. They have a lot of local stuff like that, which I think is pretty cool.
Like
Um,
like another one I remember, Ask Ninja. They actually released that during the X and Y
oh,
era.
oh yeah, almost broken Pokemon ever.
I mean, honestly, like protein, like
Pro-
protein,
Protean
Greninja.
Protean Greninja was a beast.
Oh yeah,
They
yeah,
had they had
that
to
thing.
they actually had to change the actually change what the ability does because it was busted.
Yeah, there was a couple of abilities like that. Like, anyone remember uh, uh, Brave Bird Talonflame?
Oh yeah, that was a menace back in the day. Big
Yeah,
menace.
I actually had a Talonflame. I didn't run Brave Bird on it. I ran Acrobatics because
Hmm.
Acrobatics, if you didn't have any items, it boosted the attack, but you didn't get the
Hmm.
thing on it. So I think it was Gale Wings gave priority to flying moves. So you have a Talonflame, you give it Brave Bird, a priority Brave Bird. Oh my god!
Oh yeah, it was just. Oh my god,
Do you want to know what I called my Talonflame? Death Bird.
Death Bird.
I think I still
Cause
have that book.
cause why not?
Yeah, yeah. Um, See, what is a popular franchise if not for its knockoffs? You know.
Hmm.
So let's just gonna touch upon some of those. Um, we all know Digimon.
Yeah.
Yeah, Digimon is like that one franchise that just, for some strange reason, it gets stuck around. You know.
Hmm.
Well, I think it was the creature designs for the Digimon at first. At least that's what it would be for me.
I think it was the
The
creature
story was pretty
designs.
good too.
Yeah. Also, I do want to show off this. This is a more recent release. This is the Digimon X. It's like a recreation of the original Digivice pet.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I need to put a new battery in it and give it a go. Um, but yeah, there was quite a bunch of like Digimon knockoffs during that time, like J Cocoon for the PS1. Also, who remembers Dragon Warrior Monsters, or as it's known as Dragon Quest Monsters.
Yeah, I remember that.
I played that a lot as a kid on the Game Boy Color. That was really good. They actually did a remake on the 3DS that never came out in America. I have the fan translated version on my 3DS. I need to get back to that. There was Monster Rancher.
Yep.
Monsters rule. I've never played Monster Rancher, but like I've seen the cartoon and it is indeed like really really good.
Hmm.
Um, but I think kind of the biggest thing now is
Oh, we can't forget about Yokai Watch. I mean, that's kind of technically a Pokemon ripoff.
yeah, and there was another one of those like ripoffs that like actually gave them a run for their money.
Yeah.
But was kind of falling
So
off
kudos
recently.
there.
Yeah, definitely kudos. I think it would be kind of remiss if we did a Pokemon episode, and since we're on the topic of knockoffs, to not mention Power World.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, that situation is so screwed up. Like, literally, if Nintendo was suing in any other court, all their claims would have gotten laughed out. Like,
Yeah.
the mechanics that they are patenting are mechanics that have existed for like 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
And here's the funny thing. I think I found funny. It's like, oh my god, it's a ripoff. Look at these pals. They're so close in the design. Nintendo, see them. I think Nintendo did stuff for two reasons. One, fans would not stop pestering them about doing stuff. Like, remember, it got so bad, Nintendo had to put a statement and be like, yes, we're aware of this. We're not doing anything yet. And then also the money that Pal World was making. Like, Pal World was like, oh gosh, I think at its peak, it had like 400,000 players on Steam or something.
Damn.
I'm trying to remember, but and I'm gonna be honest with you. I own Pal World, and I don't like it. It's kind of generic. It I get the appeal, but it doesn't really do anything for me. Oh god! So remember when I said 400,000 was like its all-time peak?
Yeah.
I lied.
What is that?
2 million, 2.1 million all-time peak.
Why though?
And look at its okay, it's 24-hour peak. It's 44,000. Okay, that's let me just do a comparison. Let's go to Doom: The Dark Ages. Okay, look at it. Look at this. Okay, Doom: The Dark Ages, a Doom game that was just released. Its all-time peak is about 10,000 less than Pal World's 24-hour peak.
Wow.
And this is Pal World past its prime, mind you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know if this says more about Pal World than it does about Doom: The Dark Ages. Sorry, Lug. Sorry, I gotta use this to put you down, but I just wanted to put that into perspective. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to think another game to compare it to.
Oh yeah, real quick, Black Reaper. If you want to trade, the code is 1593.
Okay, so here is The Sims 4. Literally, one of the most successful games of all time. Okay.
Yeah.
Pal World has more players than The Sims 4. Nix, what do you think?
I just want to know why. Because I've seen people play it, and I gotta say I'm not impressed. And that's kind of the reason I never played it myself.
I didn't really dig it myself either.
It doesn't look all that impressive, to be honest.
My problem is
the fact that it's a Pokemon clone. It's blatantly ripping off Pokemon. There's not really anything to it, really. I think the textures are all mismatched, and I don't like that because it looks so unclean and unprofessional.
Yeah.
The designs were done with AI, a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's just really lazy. Say what you want about the Pokemon designs. At least they were all 100% human-created originals.
Yeah, though I do find funny how Nintendo didn't sue for copyright; they sued for the patent stuff. That I do find interesting. Because you think if they ripped off the designs, they would have very much so.
Well,
that's
the thing
I defended Power World at first, but I'm not defending it anymore. I just think it's trash.
I think the thing about Power World was they're sticking it to Nintendo, blah blah blah. Because you have those people who there's no matter what Nintendo can do, there's no matter what Pokemon can do, they're gonna hate it regardless.
To be fair, Nintendo does a lot of stuff.
They do a lot of stuff. Black Reaper, it's 1593. But anyways, but Okay, I don't know if you know him on Twitter, but Black Sage.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, for me, I'll say it right now. I think he's a dumbass with most of his takes, but he had this take where he was like bashing Scarlet and Violet when it came out, and the thing was he never played it. And so what he was doing, he was bitching about the graphics, and of course we all seen the glitches and stuff like that. And the thing was, I never experienced any of that stuff. So like when people were complaining about the graphics in the game and all that stuff, it was like, oh, it has all these frame drops and it's just blah blah blah. I never experienced that, so I'm like, I don't know what y'all bitching about.
Here's my thing, okay? I
Yeah.
experienced the frame drops. I experienced the graphical issues, okay? But you
Mhm.
want to know what? I don't like Sword and Shield because it is creatively bankrupt. It is a terrible, terrible game. I didn't like it when it was coming out. I tried to play it and I couldn't. I think I got like maybe 2 or 3 gyms in before I was just done. Okay, I actually played the game, so I have a right to criticize it. By the way, I hate that whole thing, but whatever.
Mhm.
But like, I played through Legends of Arceus. I fucking love that game. It is amazing. The graphics are ass, complete ass. It looks like a PlayStation 1 game and not a good one. But the gameplay is amazing. And then Skull and Violet, like they made it open world, 3 different story paths. Pokemon designs are kind of interesting. The story was kind of good, bad in parts, but like the whole like basically where you're going defeating the Titans so the guy can save his dog. I like that
That was
because
pretty great.
yeah, the music, it tugged at your heartstrings. And like the whole like the Team Star stuff. Like they made me care about a team. I thought that was really cool.
Not
And
only
the fact
that,
that
but the headmaster I liked the most. I think he was like one of my
his
favorite characters.
disguises.
Oh my god, that stupid disguise with the pompadour, and I'm like, yeah, you know what? I could be an asshole and be like, yeah, I see right through you, but no, I want to play along because this is hilarious, and I love every moment of it.
And
So
and
I
the
was
thing is
like,
like the stuff like
everyone
with Penny.
around me is like, are you sure? They're like, it's the headmaster. It's clearly the headmaster. Can't you see? I'm like, no, that's the new student, and
Yeah.
he's a cool guy.
And like yes, you could smell the twist with Penny a
Oh
mile
yeah,
away. But
it was
Oh,
like
like the
I was
fact
like,
that they actually
talking.
like made it so like each character there's actually a backstory to them, and like how Team Star was like all the bullied kids came together because they wanted to belong. It's like it's not grade A storytelling, but damn, did they put in effort, and I respect it.
yeah. Um, well, first off, go ahead, Black Reaper. I didn't know that was you. Go ahead. I kind of canceled the trade, but
Oh, that's okay.
go ahead and retrade again. Anyways, I disagree. I liked Sword and Shield. I thought it
That's
was
fine.
okay. I thought it was people too harsh on it. I mean, I don't know what people are expecting. I mean, every Pokemon game has been the same Pokemon game for the last 20 years. I don't understand what people are complaining about. And then but the story in Scarlet and Violet, I appreciated it a lot more. I thought this was actually a little bit better storytelling. Um, and it did try to get on those emotional heartstrings. Um, and I thought it was kind of cool that like they were pulling Pokemon from different timelines. So it was kind of like this like when you go to Area Zero, it almost like switches tones and becomes a darker game for some reason. you know
It's
Yeah,
and
amazing.
I and I like that. And when you go into Area Zero, the music that's playing, it's very eerie and very
Oh, I think
like
it's my favorite track in the game.
it is. And it's just like it's like this thing of like wonderment, and I almost feel like you're in the movie Akira. Like 'cause that reminds me of like what some of the music. Um, it's just like I don't know. It's just you're this. I, I think it's like it gives you the sense of like you're in a place where people were messing with stuff they should not have been messing with, and you're messing with time and stuff and pulling things through time that you shouldn't be, and bringing things that are like not meant to be seen.
the dwarves, they dug too deep.
Yeah, and
I'm gonna
like
say this.
and the
I
and the
kind of wish we got more of Area Zero in the game, like a bigger. area to explore more of the Pokemon, the new Pokemon designs, both past and present. I think that would be really cool.
Mhm.
The first DLC was good. The second DLC sucked ass, and it did not. It was supposed to give you the um.
Keep talking. I'll be right back.
It was supposed to give you like the origin of like terrestrialization and all that stuff, and I thought it was going to be some like just big deeper story, and it was just like, oh, translation is because of that Pokemon right there. Yep, let's catch it. Cool. All right, let's go back. We done? All right, let's do it. You know, it was just like, wow, it's really, okay. Like it was so underwhelming of a DLC, and they kept trying to, and like I really wish that they would have made the younger brother in the DLC like a full on villain instead of
Yeah.
just
Can't
like,
have villains.
Yeah.
yeah, because
Yeah.
like they set him up to be the villain, and he was just more just kind of like an emo asshole. But like, I really would appreciate a good villain. But no,
Yeah. Pokemon.
everyone's understood.
Yeah, Pokemon really does have a bad flanderization problem, especially when it comes to villains. Because, like I said, like rivals have gone downhill so bad. Like I think,
Except Nimona.
Nemona's great. Nemona's great. I'll give
She
you that.
stalks you. She literally stalks you. I was like, what the hell is this? I've got my own Yandere in this game? This is peak.
I know, I love it. Oh, and what I like is like Penny is like one of those people in the game where you're like, okay, Penny, let's have our match, and then Penny's music plays, and you're like, oh shit!
She is the
Like
final boss.
Penny's battle theme is amazing, and another one that does that is I think is it Walter?
And
No, is it's
Wally.
Wally, because in the remakes of
Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire.
yeah, Sapphire and Ruby, you're like, okay, Wally, let's fight one more time. You know, this is your final one, whatever. And then Wally realizes, no, I've upped my fucking game. They play that guitar riff hits, and you're like, oh shit, Wally got serious. That is a
So-
badass theme.
My favorite rival is the one from Silver and Gold. You know, the son of Giovanni. What I like is like he starts off like this just arrogant a-hole that you want to defeat, but like towards like the last 2/3 of the game, when he gets like the trouncing from Lance, he starts to doubt himself, and he's like, "Am I?" It's like finally right before the Elite Four. It's like, and what I'm doing is wrong. Like, do I actually need to treat my like? I like that he learns his lesson, and it's like the best way to show it is when you meet him in Mount Moon, which is the final encounter. So he's had a Zubat, then he had a Golbat, okay? And when you meet him for the final time, he's like, I've learned my lesson. I've treated my Pokemon with care, okay? His Golbat is now a Crobat, which in game only evolves with friendship.
Yeah.
So I love it because they're using game mechanics to convey story. Like having the Crobat be there is showing that he's actually learned his lesson to the point where his Pokemon now love him, and I love that. It is like this. It is like it's sold in such a basic manner, so like dialogues and simple game mechanics, but it's a character arc. Like how many other rivals have an actual character arc?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
It is pretty great. I want to say too, for as much flack as Scarlet and Violet got, I like the designs of like the gym leaders. I think they're pretty cool. My favorite is Larry. I love his whole normal guy shtick.
Oh, how he's like a
Absolutely.
salaryman and whatnot.
Yeah, just like an overworked salary man, and his Pokemon team is all normal type, and he is just the most average, plain Joe kind of guy, and I love him so much. He's
Oh yeah.
one of the best
How
characters.
much you want to bet the gym leader is not his main job? Like he actually works a salaryman job, and on top of that, he's a gym leader.
a gym leader, and I'm pretty sure he's also one of the Elite Four.
Yeah, that's the thing. His other job is Elite Four. Yeah.
He's working overtime, and he's not getting the extra pay.
What
Poor
Elite Four
man.
is he? What Elite Four is he? He's got
I
a different
forget.
type.
I think it's flying. Don't quote me
Yeah,
on that, but I think
He
it's
literally
flying.
has 2 different types. That's so on brand for him.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
one for
will.
his first job, the other for his second job.
I
Actually,
will
he
agree.
does say that his favorite type are normal type.
Yeah. Yeah, because they made him. Yeah. What's her name made him switch when he was when he's acting as an Elite Four, he has to switch. But I agree with
Yeah,
Black
Rika.
River. I agree with Black River Kai. He says, I hate the champion in Scarlet and Violet. Yeah, she's way too easy. I beat the
She
bricks
really
out of
is.
her.
Who's
And
who's the champion? It's not Penny, right?
No, it's like
no, the
Gretchen. I think
champion,
her name Gretchen.
something like that. Something like that.
We're not ignoring you, Black Reaper.
I just
He
quoted
also
you.
said everyone loves Larry, and that is true. Larry is Larry is the top three easily in Scarlet and Violet for me. Him,
Oh,
Nimona.
oh, Nix. Do you remember? I think it was like Gen 6, the Elite Four. You had that one Ghost Elite Four, which is like killed like a Hawaiian flower girl. But like right as they're doing the battle, for like a few frames, there's actually like a ghost girl in the background. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, that's what I love about
Thank
like
you, shit.
also like the ghost girl in X and Y that they still have never done anything about, and like
Explained.
and then she shows up in Oris for like weird reason.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of ghost types, I just want to take a moment to rant about the gym leader in Scarlet and Violet because what the fuck was that fight? No, seriously, what the fuck was that fight? Oh, well, why don't we do something completely we'll go against type. She'll be a rap star.
What?
How about yeah, the ghost gym leader in Scarlet and Violet is a rapping old lady.
Oh
Okay.
yeah. She's a rapping old lady. Yeah. And her
And
I
it's only her sister was the original gym leader, but she came to teach at your school, which is kind of cool. I liked her.
I
She was a good teacher.
I'm gonna show this real quick.
Oh yeah, I remember this one. Yeah.
All right. Like just imagine you're like 12, 13 years old and you're playing this for the first time and you come across this. They don't even animate her. You're not the one. What the fuck does that mean? And then like the music just kicks on again and like nothing ever happened.
Yeah.
That was so wild.
All right, Black Reaper, same thing. Same code because he wants to fight me. So we're gonna do a battle on.
Now that ghost. I think I found it. Okay. Oh, this is Oris. Sorry.
We'll do double battle.
Earlier
Same
and
same
not
code.
All right. So watch. Wait. Yeah, this is from Oris. I do love that the ghost trainer is like they gave the Hawaiian thing. I thought that was kind of cool. But like, yeah.
It's cute.
All right. All right. See, what's the corner? See, like just for like a few frames, you see the ghost,
Very quick second.
and then it's right there too. Like, how
That's
freaky
crazy.
is that?
Yeah, that's crazy.
My wife who hex maniac.
Hey, he's mine.
Nix, when we get into a hex maniac cosplay?
As soon as I can make it. probably never.
I think it would look good on you. Just saying.
But I genuinely hate the ghost gym leader from Scarlet and Violet because, like, you have the build up, this little village up on a mountain, on this giant freezing mountain, and it's all cool. Like the outside of the village, if you can pull up a picture of it, it's got the perfect gothic vibes for a ghost fight. And then, oops, rap battle
Okay.
with an old
I
lady. Oh
also
boy!
also like you're kind of bringing back you're bringing back some Scarlet and Violet memories. I love her, the
Oh,
baker lady.
I love her design.
Also the electric type gym leader was so perfect.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
I remember.
I love the baker lady. Yeah, she looks so cute.
happy night to you, Happy Dinosaur. But yeah, like
I
just
remember.
like streamer, like doing a streamer in Pokemon could have been so cringe, but I think they made it work.
I remember when people before when the game first came out or was like coming out was were really upset that there weren't any attractive female characters in the game.
What?
And yeah, people were pissed. They're calling it. They're like, "Oh no, Pokemon's going woke."
Wait, Scarlet and Violet doesn't have attractive female characters in it? Like, I'm confused.
Yeah, apparently not. And I pulled up a bunch of pictures, and they're like, "No, we just mean like random battle trainers."
Look at this lady. Look at her. She's got flaming hair. She's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Like, literally, this is Guara. Like, she's got. I love how she got like little magnemites for her hair. That is so.
The gym teacher from your school is gorgeous.
Nomura herself.
You're the school nurse.
That's a dude.
The school nurse.
But still, Nomura.
The school nurse, yeah.
So me and Black Creeper Kai are in the middle of a Pokemon battle.
Like, yeah.
She's adorable. But
Yeah.
no, they tried to move the goalpost by saying no, just like the random trainers you can go battle. And I'm like,
look at this one. This is like, I do like that they turned the Pokemon Center into like a gas station attendant kind of thing, like a 7-Eleven clerk, whatever. I think that was like a really nice design choice.
it was kind of funny, but I miss the old Pokemon. Nurse Joy. Oh, rip.
Yeah, they were great.
But like, there's like the female hikers and stuff, and I'm like, have you seen them? Those girls are gorgeous. They're like, oh, they're too muscular. Blah 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 blah. I'm like, get out of here! Get out of my internet! Stop breathing my air.
I mean, some people are into that. I mean, you don't have to be into it, but some people are. So
yeah.
Like, I'll be honest with you, I personally am not into the hikers, but I'm not gonna like you know, it's not my thing. So whatever.
There were other trainers too that I was like, they're cute. I don't remember. I think they were like dragon tamers or something. Like, you just like get rid of the hairstyle and they're cute.
Oh, kind of got a bit of a swarmy look to them, but you know. And like even your characters, even your player characters are kind of adorable in this game.
Right? I just wish you'd get them out of the stupid school uniform and into just really nice, actually cool looking clothes.
Yeah, that was kind of the thing. Like you could buy like some accessories, but not much. I miss, yeah, I miss like X and Y and like full player customization.
I will say, I'm grateful to Sword and Shield for giving us the chance to feed our characters, and by extension, give our Pokemon fat bonuses.
Yeah.
I kind of wish they had. I kind of wish you could do like a full picnic thing in Scarlet and Violet, but you just get to do sandwiches. And I had fun making the grossest, most disturbing sandwiches I possibly could. And it's canon now that my Scarlet character whatever the female name is for her. I called her Alice, but it's canon that my version of her is a fucking weirdo when it comes to food. Sure, just give me some mustard, peanut butter, and whatever the hell this crap is. Yeah, it could kill me, but
Yeah, honestly,
YOLO.
like I like the whole sandwich mini game was kind of funny. The animation was like so cursed.
It's funny too because if you make like disgusting combinations with your sandwich, your character and your Pokemon will both give you the greatest look of regret and pain. And I'm like, no, this is exactly what we're eating because it's canon. She's just a fucking weirdo with her sandwiches. She eats the weirdest shit. It's probably why her mom refuses to talk to her anymore.
Oh, okay. Let's see here. What else we got? So yeah. So we got Exent, like the new Pokemon game, Legends game. I gotta say, I'm not interested. Like, I do like that going back to Gen 6, but having it take place just within the city and like, oh, we put some domes here or there, I'm not vibing with it.
Nah, not a big thing for me.
You know, like it just feels lazy. Like, oh, we want it entirely within Lumio City, but we're gonna put these domes that don't exist in the main timeline. When in reality, they totally would have if they had those kind of domes.
Yeah.
It just, I don't know. I'm not digging it. I love Legends Arceus. I love going around like it's like the early show. It's like I'm sure if I was a fan of Gen 4, I probably would have dug it on entirely. Like, oh, this is where this is. This is where this is. Oh, this will become this town or whatever. Like, I'm sure I would have dug it on that level. But just on its own, I did love it. I liked how you had the Diamond Clan and the Pearl Clan. I thought that was kind of a nice little touch. Also, another thing is, it's one of the few games, probably the only Pokemon game, that you can actually complete the decks entirely within that game. Like, they even have stuff for, like, trade evolutions. You can get an item called a link cable that actually triggers trade evolutions. I thought that was kind of cool.
Oh, that's cool.
But, yeah, so it'll be interesting to see where Pokemon goes from here. It's be really interesting to see what Game Freak will do with the extra power. Like, how much more unoptimized the game will be, Because I'm just gonna say, there's no reason those games should run like that on the Switch. Like, look at literally Breath of the Wild, Xenoblade. Like, how much stuff they're able to cram into those Switch games. And for Pokemon to run like that and look like that is inexcusable, in my opinion.
Yeah.
One thing I'd really love to see, because they've decided to go more open world with Scarlet and Violet, if they ever go back to that more open world, I'd love another area like Area Zero, but bigger, with more. Don't explain all the mysteries. That was my biggest thing in Breath of the Wild, and to a lesser extent, Tears of the Kingdom, but definitely started in Breath of the Wild. I have the wanderlust. I want to explore. I want to see what this world has to offer. Don't explain it all. Don't explain your mysteries or anything. Just give me ruins. Give me interesting secrets that I can find.
Yeah, like in
Yeah.
Gen 2, they had the Ruins of the Alph. Like, completely optional area that you did not need to go to. But you could just, like, figure out, like, oh, what's going on? I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah. Also, give us more interesting ghost types too, because Scarlet gave us some pretty cool ghost designs.
Mm-hmm.
But that gym battle was atrocious, and the gym leader sucked.
Did we look that up yet? The gym leader.
I think I showed, like, some pictures of it, yeah. And, like,
Okay.
yeah, I'm remembering it. It was not... I did not like that. I didn't like it.
No,
I
it's
didn't
a
like the gym
betrayal
battle.
of the ghost type. If you're gonna go for a ghost type gym leader, you bring on the spooky vibes. You don't try to half-ass it. You go big or you go home.
Like I love Morty's gym from Gen 2, but also I'm just gonna say Morty is like the easiest gym leader in the whole game because he only uses 3 Pokemon. He basically uses Curse on them, which have their HP. And then also all you need is a Pokemon with Bite. Like an Eevee can solo that gym.
It's just
Like
kind of sad.
like an Eevee with Bite, or if you have a Zubat with Bite. There's like 3 or 4 different Pokemon that learn Bite up to that point. And most of them are poison, so you can just use a Psychic type if you have that. It's like Morty is very easy. But like literally the hardest part is figuring out the pattern, which is just boop 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 boop, kind of thing. Honestly, Gen 2, the hardest one, Whitney. So Whitney is that difficult, by the way. But she is fairly easy to counter. The problem with her is rollout. Also uses Stomp, which gets Stab and is pretty devastating. And then also Milk Tank has Attract and Milk Drink. So it is a very difficult Pokemon to get around.
Oh, since we were on the topic earlier. Did anyone see the Hex Maniac design that I don't know if they scrapped it or not, but for the new upcoming game?
GG Black Reaper.
Did he beat you?
No, I won, but we got down to the last Pokemon. We were like 1-1, so it was a war of attrition.
Pull up the new design. They're like the concept art or whatever it was. Because, like, it's actually really cool. She looks like she could be the mom of X and Y's. Hex Maniac.
Right.
Black Reaper says, "What do you think?" I think it was good, but you need a little more cohesion in your team. Like if you're gonna have a sunny day, like put some other stuff in there that benefits from sunlight.
Caster, this is for you.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, Nick. So what did you want me to look up?
The concept art for the Hex Maniac in whatever the new one game is. I don't know. I don't keep up with
ZA?
Pokemon so much anymore. ZA, yeah.
All right. Okay.
I don't know if this is what they'll be going with, but I've seen a lot of people get really into into that design. So far, it's just concept art.
I'm liking the
God
Victoria. The fan art people are having a field day. Nyx.
Yeah.
They made her look more Victorian, which I dig it.
She isn't Hex Maniac. She's a Hex MILF.
They gave her some milkers.
She's always had that.
Well, yeah, no, she looks like she could be the mom of like the original Hex Maniac design, and I think that's pretty cool.
Look at this one; it's kind of cool. There's already cosplay. I love it. Nyx, when are you doing the Hex Maniac cosplay?
God damn.
Also, I love this design. I love it. Oh, they've had it in.
It's a pretty peak design, and if they don't use it for the new game, I'm gonna be pissed.
Okay, this is Gen 6 Hex Maniac. This is David when he sees the new design. Oh, by the way, Caster, we need to play Marvel Rivals.
Yeah, definitely need to.
Can I just say, I I love the Marvel Rivals designs. Like, what's that new trailer that came out? Like a new costume one or whatever.
Oh, for the summer, the beach going, whatever.
Oh yeah, like the Squirrel Girl one. Everyone's going nuts over. Pun intended.
Alright,
Yeah. My friend of mine, he was like, dude, he goes, when I get paid, I'm buying that costume immediately. So I went and did I went and gifted it to him. He told me he goes, when I opened my account, he's like, I almost cried. I was
wait, no, that's not the right one.
People were saying like it was lewd. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? It is the least lewd. It's a beach outfit. It's a swimsuit. It's literally just shorts and like a little tank top. It's people are going nuts over it. I'm just like, why? And then apparently they were accusing Marvel Rivals of whitewashing a white woman.
Wait, what?
Because she has lighter skin in that her skin is a lighter shade in that thing. And I'm like, I hate to tell you guys, but white people do change colors.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was apparently too lewd. Because you see her butt for like a second.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Not her covered ass!
Yeah, not her covered ass. She's wearing shorts. Oh my god, what will we do?
All right, buddy.
I can see a hint of thigh.
Let's salute that ass.
Yeah.
What happened to Zorak? Oh gosh. I love what they're cooking. I'm just gonna say it. I love what they're cooking in that game.
Oh yeah.
So it's time to wake up. Says, I was gone, but now I am back. Why poor Zorak? What happened to Zorak? Caster,
No, you're talking about Zorark. Oh, because I blasted Zorark in one hit.
Zorak's blasting off again.
Pretty much, yeah. It was disguised as another Pokemon, and I was like, I got you.
Oh gosh. Was one-shotted. Was what one-shotted and outsped. It was one-shotted, one spotted.
Yeah, well, you gotta understand, all my stuff has perfect IVs, so yeah.
Caster's a tryhard. We know.
Taking all the fun out of the game.
Oh yeah. All right. So to wrap it up, Pokemon's awesome. We'll be back next week with a topic that I have not figured out yet. But on Tuesday, I'll be playing some Golden Sun for the first hour. You all have been requesting it, so we'll take care of that. Friday, Chris has the week off because he's going to be on Bancroft Show, launching his book, Infinitel Chronicles. We here at the Themes Press wish him all the luck. He'll be hit back next week. But in the meantime, I'm bringing in Jared. We are going to be talking about why it doesn't matter who your favorite Superman is. Because, of course, the new Superman movie is coming out, so everyone's squabbling about their personal favorite Superman. And I'm going to say why it doesn't matter. You have your favorites. Jared's going to be there, so expect lots of tormenting and a lot of old mans. And then on Saturday, we have the last episode for Cyberpunk. You guys have been really supporting that really well. But 10's a good number. We're going to end that. And then after that, I don't know. I'm thinking maybe Wind Waker, but we'll see. All right, Caster.
I have a quick question. Did you ever clip that one scene from last night's stream?
I haven't yet.
Okay. Because I think everybody needs to. I think everybody would enjoy the absolute peak in literature we were reading last night.
That's gonna have to be a standalone video. I think that might be a little bit too much for even
Yeah.
I'm gonna see in some shorts are like maximum 3 minutes, but I think we went on for like 10 minutes, half an hour. That's
Yeah.
gonna have to be a standalone video, but
Yeah.
it needs to be seen. Nix, do you remember that, or did you bury it in your mind?
It only happened yesterday. I haven't had that much time to repress it, but Jesus Christ, that was the hardest I ever laughed.
Yeah.
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 Nick's is an action figure with all the accessories.
God damn it. So it's time to shine. If you want me to play Superman 64 for a half an hour, $5 super chat on Tuesday. That's how you do it. Oh gosh, I hate that. I that's what's coming
We're
for
gonna
me.
have to read more AI fan fiction because that was just peak.
Yeah, I'm thinking
Peak
like
of human achievement.
after we finish Cyberpunk, the next Saturday stream we might just do AI. Like we might just actually just do we'll talk about it after we get done here. So that's what Taco Truck. So,
Reading
Caster,
bad fanfic.
yeah,
We're your
Caster,
glitter pussy!
Caster, anything you want to say?
No, not really. Just Pokemon's great, and everyone's favorite Pokemon is whatever they went into, which is like every other franchise. Whichever part they time to wake up, shut up. Sasquatch taco truck.
I mean, you don't want a Batman-shaped hoverboard.
That okay, right now, that needs to be an Easter egg in like Screecher. Like in the background, there's a taco truck called the Sasquatch taco truck.
I will
My
message
favorite
my
was
artist.
Jacob doing the worm.
Anywho,
We're your
yeah,
glitter pussy!
Oh gosh,
but anyways,
Sasquatch
just
tacos.
just like any other franchise, your favorite one your favorite part of the franchise is where you entered into it. So
I got one for you. What if I have a taco truck called Sasquatch Tacos, and it's literally just a Bigfoot doing the worm as the logo?
doing the worm while twerking.
How is that anatomically possible, sir?
I don't know, but remember last night, the bad guy went on for a 30-minute monologue, so the protagonist was able to teach Harry Henderson how to twerk.
Oh my god!
For those who don't know what the hell we're talking about, last night on the stream,
Watch the Cyberpunk stream from last night, and you'll find out.
yeah, you'll find out. Yeah, about 2 hours in, just watch it. We're reading bad AI fanfic.
Yeah,
It's
We
hilarious.
had to stop, take a break, then we got back to reading it some more. There was a second one about Harry Potter. It was
Yeah.
great.
we added
It-
Batman to the mix, and it instantly made it better as Batman does.
and it broke Nyx.
It broke her so bad.
She went era 404.
So we might do a whole entire stream about it. I don't know, but we'll talk about it after we get done here. So this has been Nick from the Phoenix Press, and remember, I can only show you the door. Screecher does not ride a hoverboard.